Hey, everybody, welcome to today's show. Welcome to Disabled Reality. I'm your host, Anthony Lorito-Duke, and we have a great topic for today's show in which it is negativity and division needs to stop, and acceptance and unity needs to increase. And this is basically a continuation from yesterday's uh, show of equality and rights for all, and also that I also hosting on Spreaker.com, and also of my show Advocate Information Highway that I host on YouTube.com. And because this is really important, and this needs to be spoken today as well. And even after I'm done hosting this show, I will host my show Advocate Information Highway on YouTube again. So I wanted to let everybody know that. And let's get right into today's topic, in which this is in a couple of different categories here. The negativity and division. We have been seeing this for many years now from the GOP side, and they have they have really tried to create such a division throughout this country. And um, and a negativity too, a hostility too they've been creating, and it needs to stop. And acceptance and unity really needs to increase, and we've been seeing that a bit um, throughout the United States. That a lot of police and the protesters have really started to work together and become united and working together. And that's really good. That's a step in the right direction. And that really needs to happen. And what also needs to happen is, because I've said this many times, not all cops are bad. There are a lot of good cops out there. But realistically speaking, there's also a lot of bad cops out there as well. And it's the bad cops that are making the good cops look bad. And that needs to stop. And within the police departments, for decades and decades, they've had this saying of brothers and sisters of the badge. And if a good cop stood against a bad cop, then the whole entire police department uh, really basically, quote unquote, attacked the good cop. And that needs to stop. And the bad cops, the not only do they need to lose their jobs, but they have to also be put in prison as well. And this hold that the police departments have over courts and jurors needs to stop. And these bad cops need to be placed in prison. The negativity needs to stop all across the board, ladies and gentlemen. And since we're on this topic, there's been a lot of peaceful protesters, and I have to first of all thank them for doing uh, protesting peacefully, and that's a huge improvement. That shows strength, and that's what gets your message heard. Okay, and we there's also um, these uh, rioters. Okay, on the that are separate from the peaceful protesters. The two separate groups. Okay, the rioters cause violence, and they're the ones doing the looting as well, and they too need to be put in prison. And again, these rioters, the ones causing the violence, the ones that are looting, they are separate from the peaceful protesters. Okay? Um, and again, these rioters need to be placed in prison no matter what their ages are. Okay? And if people have been really looking at these rioters, okay, they're teenagers. Now, me personally, I feel that these teenagers are committing adult uh, acts of violence and looting and everything. So you know what? You want to act big time? We're going to treat you like you're big time, and that's the way that I feel. And these teenagers need to be put in prisons with the real adult uh, uh, murderers and the real adult uh, drug dealers, you know the ones that are on death row and stuff like that. Put these kids in with them. Let's get rid of juvie hall. It doesn't do anything. It's a luxury hotel basically for kids. It doesn't do anything. You really want to get to these kids, put them in the prisons with the real murderers, with the real uh, uh, rapists and stuff like that. Then let's see how these kids last inside there. And in some states, they have this thing called the Tough Love Program, in which they put teenagers like this into prisons for a little while with the real adults, right? In the real adult section. And they do half the time in these prisons, and the other half of the time is in boot camp, real military boot camp. So that really needs to happen. Let's get rid of Juvie Hall, get rid of that little luxury hotel thing for the kids. It doesn't since it does nothing. Put these kids in a real prison or force them to go into the tough love program in which the um, parents or the legal guardians would have to be forced to sign the document releasing their kids to them. And there's nothing then that the parents can do, or or the courts could just order it and say, listen, these kids committed a major adult crimes. Screw your signature. We're going to discipline them since you can't or don't, whatever. And the courts need to step in. Now, at the same time, since we're speaking about this, with regard to the good cops, okay, police departments need to stand by them, especially when the good cops are standing up against the bad cops, and the good cops need to be um, really protected and stood by with um, and even promoted, you know, because that's really important. Forget about standing by these bad cops, no matter if they have seniority or whatever. It's got to stop. Now, since we're also on this topic, because like I said yesterday, this month is Pride Month, and in continuing with that discussion as well, like I was saying yesterday, that if you have a gay couple, if one's the feminine one and the other one's the masculine one, if the other is the wife and the other is the husband, then just needs to be accepted, and that's it. And I'm proud to say that I'm the wife of my husband, and I don't give a rat's ass who likes it and who doesn't, because who doesn't like it can go to hell, and no matter who they are. And like I said, I'm proud to say it. I'm very proud to say it. And you know, I love it when I can see a gay couple holding hands while walking down the street. And sometimes I even get jealous of that because I don't have that. I haven't had that. And I'm glad that they can legally do that. And um, I wish I had that. I really do. Because enough with the negativity, enough with the division, enough with the hatred. It's got to stop. It's got to stop, especially because of the fact that uh, with the younger generation, with little kids, they're looking up to the adults, to the people that are in the adult age, and we have to set an example for them. We have to set a better future for them. And if we don't, then we're the ones at fault. And by creating this unity and acceptance, that's really going to help create a better future for them. Yes, we have a long way to go. There's a lot of work to still get done, but we can, and I strongly believe that we will get there because we have to, especially for the next generation. We have to. There is no other choice. So, um, and you know what? If you're in a relationship and you know how your other half it is, if everything's been discussed, stand by them. Stand by them, even on the outside. Enough with the "Oh, you gotta hide. We can't show that. Enough with that. I would stand by my husband for basically throughout anything, no matter what. And you gotta say, you know what? Whoever else doesn't like it, they can go to hell. You want to hold hands outside, then that's fine. If if you're in a gay relationship and one wants to be known as the wife, then respect that. And to hell with everybody else. This nonsense has to stop. And with the negativity and the hiding and all this other stuff. Enough. And like I said in yesterday's show, labels are not a bad thing. And I've proven that in yesterday's show. So, and that needs to be, discussed as well into today's show too, because there's a lot of couples out there in which one half says, "Oh yeah, you could be called my wife, but only, in here in our home, but not out there." Enough, enough with the hiding. Enough. Nobody wants uh, violence. Nobody's gonna truly. They're intelligent people. I'm not looking for violence, and I understand you don't want to attract negativity, but it's enough with the hiding now and whatever. And society really just has to, be forced into acceptance, basically. And because if people are just going to constantly stay in the hiding, that's number one, that's not a healthy relationship. Number two, it doesn't resolve anything. Okay? And uh, for all the people out there who just, you know, want to look ridiculous and stuff, you gotta make yourself look presentable and mature, okay? And um and basically you have to act like an adult and you gotta show that unity. If you want to become a success in life, like I said in yesterday's show, okay, you gotta show leadership qualities. You have to do it. And uh that's how you earn respect. Because respect is not given, it is earned. So I wanted to mention that as well. And I don't have much time left, so I wanted to remind everybody again after I'm done hosting this show, I will host my show on YouTube called Advocate Information Highway, and I hope to speak to everybody again next week, next Thursday for Equality and Rights for All, and next Friday for this show, Disabled Reality. And I hope I also, oh, before I forget, sorry, before I forget, I want to remind everybody about my business, my website, which is African Information Highway, and the link to there is awldny.com, and you guys could check out all the pages on there. And the last page is the donations page, and uh, my website, my business, all and all of my workers. Uh, our job, what we do at Advocate Information Highway, is help multiple people in multiple different communities, and your donations help us to achieve those goals. And so, please, whatever you can donate, it is greatly appreciated. And also on the store page of the website, you will see the link to my internet store on Zazzle.com, in which I designed a lot of products and they're up for sale on there. And you'll also see the links to both books that I wrote, in which you can take a sneak peek into them. And you can also purchase them as well. And you will also see the link to the website that my husband and I have together called oddsandends.com. That's ODDZ like zebra, N like Nancy, ENDS.com. And you guys can shop to your heart's content. And I want to let everybody know that I did some work on my YouTube page, in which now you can leave comments for all the shows uh, on there. Uh, for You'll see a lot of the episodes of all the shows that I host for Equality and Rights for All and Disabled Reality, and you'll also see the shows that I host for uh, on YouTube of Advocate Information Highway, in which now you can leave comments for each episode. So I worked on that today and I accomplished that. So I want to let everybody know. And now, so with that, take care, everybody. Bye.